Hello everyone and welcome to the Winning Post podcast, an exclusive show brought to you by Architect Tips. I'm your host Stephen Tailliuur and I'm joined this week by Kieran Clavin, who makes his debut for the podcast, and we'll be providing his insight and selections for the weekend's racing. Kieran, good to have you on the show. How are you and how's your week been?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, the week's not been too bad. Could have obviously had a better Cheltenham the last couple of days, but that is means it must. We're between the jumps and the flat now, and it's just a bit in and out at the moment. But hopefully, we can find some winners for the guys over the weekend.
Yep, good stuff, good stuff. For those of you who don't know, Kieran is a regular contributor to the architecttips.co.uk blog, so be sure to check out his work and drop him a follow on social media as well. Before we make a start on the weekend's racing, I just want to make you, the viewer, aware of our brand new offer on the website, where you can get yourself 15% off all subscriptions and purchases by using discount code TIPS15 at checkout. This offer ends at midnight on Friday, so if you're looking to be part of one of the services, make sure to take advantage of it before it ends. So then, let's dive straight into the Saturday's racing, Kieran. And the first race that we're going to look at is the Royal Mile Handicap, the 150 at Musselburgh. Now, I found this race quite difficult, to be honest, and I'll be honest with you, it's a no bet race for me. What about yourself?
Yeah, it's a bit of a minefield, to be honest. Like, there's plenty of here that are unexposed, to be honest. I'm going to take a chance on the rag, the Thunder Wonder for Charlie Johnson.
Okay.
Like, if you look at his run at Southwell, you wouldn't fancy him whatsoever. But you look back through his back form for last season. First time up, he was third behind Ancient Truth, who's now obviously rated 117. And you've got Fields of Gold, he ran behind the next time, who obviously won at the Craven meeting won the Craven very nicely, is now favourite at Guinness. And there's no sorts in there. He then won at First, easy enough. But there's nothing like that in this race. He's since flopped at Doncaster and then obviously finished third at Southwell, first time out this season. But he's 22 to 1. You can get best price, and like I thought there'd be more runners. You probably might get more places, but 22 to 1 of Charlie Johnson. Probably Mark Johnson's still involved somewhere on the line. Joe Fanning, you know what they're going to do off the front, and if he can stay there, then 22 to 1 could be a decent each way play.
Lovely stuff. If that one goes in the first race, then it's happy days for the rest of it.
That's it. Yeah, stuff the rest of it.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. So moving on to the next race on the card, the Silver Arrow Handicap 225. I'll kick off with this one, and the one that I like the look of here is Lord BERTIE. I know a few of these arrive in decent form, but four of them turned out quite quickly. I think it's after just 6 or 7 days, and I do think that's a slight concern, just in my opinion anyway. But Lord BERTIE is making his stable debut for David O'Meara. He beat Waleefi in September at Ascot, and then he finished a good second to the thriving Mayal Haydock on his next start. His last run at Doncaster behind the same rivals, too bad to be true, so I'm happy to put a line through that. And if you look through his form, he's actually won his last 2 starts after a break, so that reads well for him, and Danny Tudhope knows him well as well, so I think he could be raring to go. And I think he's best priced at around 11 to 1, so I'm happy to take a chance on Lord BERTIE here. Who do you like the look of, Kieran?
Yeah, it's another difficult racing. Difficult sprint handicaps are always, what is it, 7 furlongs, I think, which is always difficult handicaps to get hold of. The one I came down on was GWEEDORE of Katie Scott's. Doesn't win very often. I think he's won 2 in 20 odd runs or something. But one of them was here, ironically enough. I think it was 3 years ago now. I can remember the race because he actually threw Billy Loughnane off at the start, and then Billy Loughnane had to jog all the way over the other side of the track to ride him, and he still won the race. So I'm very impressed. He was obviously well handicapped that day. That, ironically enough, was off a mark of 90, which he is off again on Saturday. He's previously won off 97 as well, so he could be well handicapped in here, and he's 13 to 2 best price. I'd be willing to take a chance on him. If I can get each way, happy days, 3 places.
Yeah, that's a good shout, to be honest, Kieran. If I had to go for a second choice in the race, it would have been GWEEDORE himself, to be honest. He's the one that I'm worried about. Obviously, he's got an outstanding record at Musselburgh as well.
He obviously,
And
I know he run, what was it? Was he won start of the month, or was it last weekend? I can't remember. He won at Musselburgh. He fell out the stalls and then finished second, so he's had the run under
Yeah,
his belt.
and
So
he's also dropped in grade as well, so that's another bonus as
mm,
well. So
it isn't.
I can see a good case for him. Yeah, I think he should be able to at least make the frame. To be completely honest with you. So yeah, that's the 225 wrapped up. Next up, we've got the 3 o'clock, the Scottish Sprint Cup. This looks quite competitive, don't you think, Kieran? I have come down on one, but I'm happy to let you go first.
You would, wouldn't you? Now 3 o'clock. I'm gonna go for one that won. Kevin Ryan's that won last time out. If I'm gonna absolutely butcher this, I think MON NA SLIEVE, is it? Down the bottom. He won I think he won last weekend actually, but that's his first win I think he's had since his debut. So again, like GWEEDORE, another one long between drinks with any wins. But he was he's only rated. I think he's rated in the low down. I think he's 80 in the 80s now. But when he won his maiden and then running races last season, he was rated mid 90s. So potentially now he's got back off, but back on the winning trend. Maybe a sequence could come together. Potentially 6-1 again, a bit like GWEEDORE. If I can pinch each way money on this, then happy days. Yeah, be that one. MON NA SLIEVE, I think I pronounced that correctly.
I think you have. You pronounce it better than I would anyway.
Just wait until
Yeah,
we get to the Mac 2 horses and they're absolute nightmares. God.
yeah, awesome. Yeah, so the one that I like the look of is JER BATT for David Barron and Callum Rodriguez. He was last seen finishing the next second to cover up on soft ground at Doncaster, and he meets that rival on much more favourable terms in this race. I think he'll be a lot better suited to better conditions. And he almost defied this mark at Haydock last September as well. His only previous visit to Musselburgh resulted in an emphatic success where he had James Jungle back in third. And he also beat American Fair when last successful as well. I think that was at Haydock. So he seems quite nicely treated on these terms. I think you could get him at best price 92. So I'll be happy to play him as a straight win bet in the Scottish Sprint Cup.
He was on my shortlist as well, to be fair.
Yeah,
So,
to be honest, it wouldn't be surprised if any of them won. To be honest, it's one of those
not
races,
these
isn't it?
races, no. They're nightmares.
They are. Yep. So moving on to the feature race on the card, the Queen's Cup at 3:35. Now I'm really liking the look of this race. I'm happy to play two against the field. The first one is Loughville for Alan King. This mare hasn't been seen since running in a pair of listed races last season, but I think connections have deliberately targeted her at this contest. And surprisingly, she's Alan King's first run at the course in more than 5 seasons. So it's interesting to see her in this race. And David Egan's been booked to ride as well. As quite a significant booking in my eyes. She's drawn well. She'll love conditions. Most of her best forms come on really nice ground. And she's got hardly any weight on her back. So I think she's available at around 16-1. And you can get the 4 places widely available on her. So she'd be the one that I like here. But my main play in the race would be, I'll try and pronounce this one right, KIHAVAH for Adrian Keatley. Now, it's not often you see a horse warm up for this race with a spin in the Scottish Champion Hurdle at Ayr. And that's exactly what happened with this horse last time. I think this horse deserves a bit more recognition for what he did last season. I mean, he's a good ground specialist, he stays well, and he was in good form throughout the whole of the last campaign. And then looking back on his form, he finished second in the summer handicap hurdle at Market Racing before reverting back to the flat to contest the E-Ball, where he only found Magical Zoe Too Good, who got first run on him. He then went to Ayr a month later and pulverised his rivals off a huge weight under this rider, PJ McDonald. And that's the last time we've seen him on the flat. Then following on from that impressive success, he then went back over hurdles, where he chased home Rubaud in a Kempton listed race prior to exceeding market expectations when third in the 45th hurdle behind Stagino. He would have needed his comeback run last week, and that should have put him spot on for this race. He's drawn nicely in stall 5, and he's only £4 higher than when he scored at Ayr as well. So I think he's at the best price, 9-1. You get the 4 places of him each way. I think he's an each way steal in this race. So it'll be KIHAVAH each way at 9-1, and Loughville each way at 16-1 with the 4 places on offer for both of those. Kieran, now I'll finish with my mouthful. On to yourself. Who do you like in the Queen's Cup?
Quick note on your KIHAVAH, if he runs anything like he did in the fight in fifth, he's going to be thrown in, wouldn't he? Over the
Yeah.
flat, if he runs anything like that.
Yeah.
But, no, the one I've gone down, I don't know whether this is, I'm just not normally going down the same trainer's route, but Charlie Johnson again, a line of the stars, who comes back into handicap company. He won 3 handicaps at the back end of last season, then went into listed, then graded level, comes back into handicap company now, and I think again, if you're going to get 4th place in this race, I think he's 15-2 best price. He racked up 3 wins on the trot before going into group company, so back into handicaps. He could potentially be, I know he's high in the weights, but could be potentially well handicapped here for sure for Charlie Johnson again. And Joe Fannin, you know what you're going to get with him, don't you? If he gets out, he's going to be in front, so hopefully he stays there.
Lovely stuff. Well, that wraps up the action for Musselburgh, and now we move over to Haydock. And the first race we look at for their ITV racing is the 205, the 2 mile hurdle series final. Now, again, like it was in the first race, in the previously mentioned Musselburgh, this is a no bet race for me. I'm struggling to see an angle into this. I mean, Give Me 5 could be just too good for these, but his price just doesn't interest me, and there's nothing else that I fancy in the race. What about yourself, Kieran? Is there anything you like the look of?
You don't have anything in this. This actually could be, I haven't quite worked out what my best bet is, but this could be my best bet on the card here, on the preview. And it's Luttrell Lad for Tom Lacey. And the reason I say this, like, his form figures are horrific. But the best bit of form he's got in the book, he was 4th in the Swinton last year, behind, I can't remember, I'll pick your number, is it? I think it's the name of the horse that went to America. But he was 4th in that race, which is a class 1, this is class 2, I believe. And off 128. Now he's down all the way, well, not all the way, he's 123 coming in here. And like you said, this isn't like some of these horses in this race. Give Me 5 could dot up, he could fall at the back of the TV.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Luttrell Lad, his best form is at Haydock, so I thought I'd give him a bit of a squeak, and the fact that you're getting 5-1, I think he potentially could be my best bet on the card, to be honest, if he runs the same race he did in the Swinton this time last year. He's got the good ground which he wants. I think he can run a big race.
Bit of a left field one for my thoughts on that race, but that's a good shout, and hopefully he can get the job done.
Hopefully.
So now, yeah, fingers crossed. So now on to the 240, the Stayers Hurdle Series final. Now, to be honest, there's 3 I like the look of in this race, but obviously I'm not going to put up 3. I'm probably going to leave this one to the day to decide which one of the 3 I'll go with. But I just want to talk about these. The first one is TAILLIUR, who defied a £3 high mark when successful in this race 3 years ago. He went on to place in a couple of valuable handicaps after that, Cartmel and Cheltenham. And although he's not been in the same form since, the handicapper has given him a serious chance. I know there's forecast rain, which ideally wouldn't suit this horse, but it wouldn't be surprised to see him run well in a race that obviously he's done well in before when he won. Tiny Tetley, he's bolted up on his last couple of starts, and while his latest win was only in a moderate race, to be honest, the way he powered through the line I thought was pretty impressive. Cam Pritchard maintains the partnership, and I don't think a £6 rise is excessive for that latest win. Thank you, Mum. This horse is improving with each start as well. The form of his latest win has actually worked out really well with the runner-up. Manila Rescue subsequently finishing runner-up in the Grade 1 Sefton at the Aintree Festival. Now, if that's a true reflection of the form, then the top weight here could be thrown in off a mark of 127. But I think again, if the rain continues to arrive and this does end up turning soft potentially, that would be a slight concern. But I do think if there's one horse in here who's probably very well handicapped, it's probably Thank You, Mo. But I'm struggling to decide on the bet at the moment. It'd probably be Thank You, Man, but no formal decision yet. What about yourself, Kieran?
Actually, favourable to one of the 3 you mentioned is the first one, Old to Law. again, the John Jewel, purely simply like you said, because he's won the race, would you say 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Off 129, he comes here off 125. And they say 3 years ago, but I think he's only ran like 7 times over hurdles in that 3 years. He's been very in and out. Obviously, they tried to go chasing with him. I thought he was going to be a bit of a handicap plot over fences, especially the way he went around Worcester the first time. I thought they're plotting something here. Obviously, he was decent in the Temps qualifier behind, was it Salvador Ziggy up at Cheltenham, I think it was, as well. And they plotted him for the Temps, and that never transpired. So clearly this horse has ability, and coming here off 125 when he's run the race off 129. The rain obviously needs to stay away because he wants it good ground, the same as Luttrell Lad in the race before. So yeah, he'd probably be my selection. He's 9-1. I thought that was quite big for what you could potentially, and you're going to get 3 places unless the rain comes and they all pull out. We're going to have 4 runners, but hopefully not. 9-1. If I get that in the morning, I'd be quite happy to play him each way, for sure.
Lovely stuff. Yeah, I do think TAILLIUR's got a serious chance if that rain doesn't materialise into the ground too much. I mean, he's probably the best handicapped horse in the race. Obviously, Thank You Mum's the improver, but if TAILLIUR can reproduce that form from 3 years ago when he won the race, he's surely in with a decent shout. So then we move on to the middle distance veterans handicap chase at 3:15, the final race of the ITV action that we're covering. This is quite an interesting race. There is one that I'm really strong on, but as again to before, I'm happy to let you go first, Kieran.
Yeah, it's quite a tough one to be honest. When you come down to veterans races, I don't normally get involved in this, but as it was on the list, we'll go through it. We'll see if we can find one. And I came down on Nick Alexander's Dubai Days. Now, he won at Haydock 2 starts ago, and then was second last time out, so he's in decent nick. The time before that, he ran at Haydock again behind Numitor, obviously reopposes. He's got the best part of I think it's £7 or £8 swing with Numitor. I know he's got 5 lengths to find, but he's in decent fettle, and I think he's about 8-1 or something like that. So again, each way play. If we obviously get the runners we require, I think he'd be there or thereabouts if he keeps running to the decent form that he has. And these quick fire runs don't take their toll. He is a veteran after all. So yeah, Dubai Days for me in this race.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's got a wide open look to it. To be honest, I normally try and shy away from the veterans races because they can throw up some dodgy results, can't they? Like,
yeah,
when you,
but in these races.
yeah,
Eldorado Allen will probably turn up off top weight. Watch.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I can't remember the last time I tipped a winner in a veterans chase, to be honest. I mean, I keep trying and keep failing, but hoping one day one will pop up. But
hopefully.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm hoping it's this one because I really like GLYNN for Anthony Honeyball. He's another one who I hope the rain doesn't get too soft for, but if it's anything good to soft or better, I think he's got a good each way chance. He's very likely race for his age. And I thought he got the hang of things towards the second half of last year. He won 3 times in succession. And then following that, he was a good second to the reopposing Numitor. And I think he would have given the winner a good race of it if he didn't have belted the second last fence. Still, he's only beaten 2.5 lengths and he's conceding £5 to the winner as well in that race. Meets that rival on £10 better terms this time. So I think there's every chance he could possibly turn the form around. In the last of his 3 wins, which came at Newton Abbott, he comfortably had Risking the Ground in behind as well. And obviously that horse has gone on to frank the form by winning at Ayr and Cheltenham recently. And when GLYNN was last seen, he was out of his depth in the Grade 2, so I'm happy to draw a line through that. Back in a handicap, off the same mark as when he was runner up on his penultimate start, I think he could have a really good chances in this race, and he's fresher than most as well. It seems like Anthony Honeyball's deliberately saved him for this race at the end of season. So yeah, I think at 12-1 GLYNN each way, I think you could get a good run for your money out of him. But yeah, that wraps up all the ITV action for Saturday.
One more I will mention in that race quickly, because it interlinks to me writing for your blog, is the Widowmaker's down the bottom of here. Obviously, I tipped him up at Exeter when he won there, emphatically. Like, he could have a chance in this, but is it is it going to be the bounce factor because he was off for so long? Could it be the bounce factor? That's why I haven't put him up, and I've looked elsewhere because I couldn't. I know they're in all right form, the Tizard yard, but I couldn't whether he's going to bounce or not after that much time off. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's going to go one way or the other, isn't it, with the Widowmaker? I mean, to be honest, he still looks well handicapped on previous form.
Tony
Obviously,
ever.
yeah, yeah. He's obviously lightly raced as well. He was actually the first horse that I looked at as soon as I opened up the race on the list. But yeah, hopefully he doesn't go and put egg on our faces and wins by 20 lengths. So,
Yeah.
what's so we've now wrapped up the action. We'll get on to the nap and the next best for Saturday now. Kieran, if you could provide your nap and next best, if possible, please.
So the nap's going to be Luttrell Lad in the 205. Obviously, I think he's well handicapped. And the other one is going to be GWEEDORE in the handicap up at Musselburgh, will be the next best.
Okay. My best bet will be KIHAVAH in the Queen's Cup. And my next best will be GLYNN in the middle distance Veterans Chase at Haydock. Well, that's all from us this week. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you found the video informative and enjoyable. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Once again, thanks to Kieran for providing his insight and selections on this preview. It's been real good fun, and hopefully we've pointed you in the direction of a few winners as well. Until next time, all the best for the weekend ahead, and please gamble responsibly.